We're live. We're back. We just had an extra special talk session about why there aren't any, more murders than there already are within the freelance population, because there ought to be. It's just, we're not saying anything. We're just pointing out certain things. But we're back.
The environment is ripe for it, is all.
In the 2050s, 2054, actually, we're playing a lot of the early first and second edition Shadowrun, using the second edition Shadowrun rules. We got a very tight group here tonight. Hopefully, we'll be adding a fourth at some point. For tonight, we've got Jeff. Who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Gantu Praboa. He is a dwarven street samurai of some renown, and he is a entrepreneur, one might say. He dabbles in a variety of businesses, bowling alleys, cleaning companies, etc. And he will never not listen to a business proposal.
Gantu's all about the monetizing. I think
Absolutely.
You're more well known for that at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. Chuck, who you got?
Oh my gosh. I am Chuck and I am playing Ivan. These are the spellcaster of the group. I start fires. I wear a tracksuit. It's all good.
He does these things. Yes. Yes, indeed. And rounding up our group, Jake, who you got?
I'll be playing Kaylee, who is an elvish decker with ghoulism. She masquerades as a digital rocker girl from time to time. But for the most part, she just likes to kick back, do some veterinary anesthetics, and hack into people's systems and blackmail them. The usual.
Tuesday nights. That's what we call it. Typical Tuesdays. All right, guys. So, the start of the story arc, you woke up right outside of Elven Nation with very little remaining of your memories for the last several days, dressed up in nice business suits, having very little of your own gear on you. Come to find out that you were, in fact, on a run. And of all places, where are you? You're back in Seattle.
Everywhere we could go.
Exactly. You're not sure why you're here. You weren't sure exactly who hired you until some things became clear. So what did you have on you? What was the important item that seemed...
We had that key, that weird key. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't remember if we still have it or if I gave it away. Because there was that really intense kind of standoff in the bowling alley.
I think we just straight up sold it to As Technology, because getting the key back was not our objective. Our objective was to find out who wanted to use us to steal it and why. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And in return for the key, they give you a suitcase full of gold ingots, of all things.
Yeah, that's right. We got to figure out how to process that. Honestly, from As Technology, I would have been happy with just a handwritten letter. We promise not to kill you for this.
I think you did get that promise as well. Part of the negotiation was that you were, that nobody would seek reprisal over this, except for a certain elf who has given you a time limit on finding out who was behind wanting that key to begin with. Not your fixer, not your in-between.
Yeah.
Not the party who was supposed to end up with it, who was very sorry about this whole mess because they didn't know you were resorting to illegal means of acquiring the key. They thought it was completely above board and they were purchasing an antique. No, someone else initiated this, and a certain elf from the tier wants you to find out, and you've got a little bit over a day to do so. The or else was implied but never stated.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up. We will pick up in said bowling alley after all the concerned parties, except for yourselves, have left just as the waitress is bringing a big tray of soy fries, real hot dogs. Don't ask what the meat is, but it's not soy.
Of course.
and
Never ask.
fizzy beverages.
Do you
Also,
have any of
it's
those
best not
hot
to
dogs
ask.
raw?
Who? A minute.
Thank you.
And she comes back with a little plate of what looks like pink slime. This is what it looks like before it gets formed into the hot dogs. It's mostly meat.
Yeah, it's suitable, I suppose.
Enjoy. It's best to smother it with lots of condiments.
I don't want to ruin the taste now. Go away.
Yes.
So you find yourself sans key with gold ingot filled briefcase and lots of questions. Your memories have not completely returned. You have been told that you were interrogated by somebody. None of the people here, none of the power brokers that were just here fess up to being the ones that interrogated you. So that's still an unknown. You just know that you were dosed by an elven drug called Lein, which produces this effect of lost memories, which you are assured will come back over time.
Yeah.
In terms of turning the gold into cash, I suppose we could swing by as technology and say, "Hi, we have some gold for you."
Of all the things that I think we could do with this gold, going to as technology for any reason whatsoever is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I think we just count our fortunes with them all completed. They're not going to cause any more trouble. They're out of our hair. Now we can figure out the rest of it.
Well, then perhaps a corrupt corporation, a lesser corporation, but just as corrupt, would appreciate a gold for cash transfer. Maybe Lone Star?
Chuck,
I mean,
what is Ivan's intelligence rating?
I'm fairly decently smart. Yes. My intelligence is a 6.
Oh, wow. Okay, so something that Ivan would know. Possibly why as technology offered you gold ingots versus digital currency. Gold is very enchantable. It also can be cleaned magically very easily so that it's hard to trace once it's been cleaned. Doesn't leave behind residue that's traceable. But if you were to make fetishes or imbued magic, gold is really receptive to magic. And now that you're thinking about it, you've never seen it because it's incredibly rare. But there's a form of gold supposedly naturally occurring that is an amalgam of some other metals. And you're now thinking, hey, I wonder if that key was made of that stuff. Yeah, so magical history claims that the stuff was used in the days of Atlantis, that it was a mystical metal. It was used in a lot of practicing. It is real. You might have seen flyers from museums that this stuff exists and they were being shown off. It's incredibly rare. You're thinking the key might have been made out of this stuff. And I'm getting around the name of it because it just completely slipped the GM's mind.
Oh my gosh.
It is a historically noted thing in real life too. I have forgotten completely what it's called.
Okay. Well, the gold is fancy stuff words. Yes, that's probably why they wanted the key, and why they were willing to give us all this regular gold. Can I do some magical stuff on this gold to make sure they don't have any?
You absolutely should. Yes.
Okay. I'll do magical stuff. Is that just let's see what kind of skills I have.
Actually, just you can go astral, and by doing that, you can see if something has been ensorcelled, spelled, or tagged in some way.
Yeah, I'll do that. Do I need to roll anything?
You should have a skill for going astral.
No.
You don't have one?
No, I did not take it.
Oh, you didn't take it. Okay. Which case, just make me a willpower check. So just use your straight willpower. No bonuses, just however many dice of willpower you have. Or a calcum. Yes, Jeff, it is. Or a calcum.
Okay. What's our TN?
This is fairly low. So like a 3.
Okay.
So 3 is good enough.
Yeah, pull 4.
Okay, you get it. Not only does it not contain any hidden magics, it has been magically scrubbed. It is clean.
Okay. Well, that is a relief. And
The only thing that's traceable on it is that they are all imprinted with the Aztechnology seal as part of the formation of the ingots. But other than that, they are not magically traceable.
so, you mentioned going somewhere to get this processed, a big corporation. I think you're swinging too high. Let's go somewhere seedy. And, just sell it for, quarter of its street value.
Should we do that now, or should
don't-
we?
I think this
Work
is a
on-
back seat thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like do that tomorrow or something.
Because we're running out of time, and I don't
Right.
know where to go next.
Well, I mean, so we know what it is that kind of messed around with our memories and such.
Yeah.
Do we know if there's a way? I mean, you're very intelligent there, Ivan. I have business acumen and I
Yes.
can punch things and stuff, but you're the brains, honestly. Do you know if there's a way that we could accelerate perhaps our memory retrieval process here? Something to, another pharmaceutical drug we can take, or some fancy little magical mumbo jumbo that might kind of bring it back at a quicker rate.
Let's go see a shaman.
Okay. There you go.
Yes. Let's go see a shaman. I'll look it up in the yellow pages.
Yeah, which is actually easy to do. Big Kahuna's shop of a shop of spiritualism is just a few blocks away. The Big Kahuna is well rated. There is a ranking system. He is certified to practice shamanistic magic in Seattle, and gives group discounts.
We are group. So
Man, look at that. Look at that right there.
yes. All right. Let's call a taxi and get over there.
You do so. You grab one of the street taxis. You walk out with your case full of gold. Kaylee, despite how it looked, the plate of pink slime was actually pretty nourishing to you. Whatever it was, really was mostly meat that was just recently killed.
Ooh, nice.
You notice a strange lack of dogs and cats in the neighborhood. But the taxi delivers you to Big Kahuna's shop Spiritualism, where on the outside is a big, garish man. Looks like long blonde hair over this tight bronze physique as he surfs on the back of a spirit with a big wave coming up behind him. Currently opened.
In we go.
All right.
All right. The Big Kahuna is not to be seen. This is like in a strip mall, by the way. This is a little glass-fronted shop in a strip mall. You walk in, and there's a secretary behind a desk, got glasses on. There's like vid screens all over the place showing like current like surfing sports channels going on. You're looking around, and there's actually very little that you're seeing that looks like a spiritual shop. Like there's like surfing trophies all over the place, and you do see the certificate on the wall where the state has certified him as being a shaman able to practice within the state. But other than that, you feel more like you walked into a sports shop than a shaman's medicine shop.
Kaylee, what do your special ghoul eyes tell you? Is there any kind of natural magic permeating this place?
Yeah, I'll just take a look around for any auras flittering about.
Okay, yeah. You do so. You're always active in that sense. Actually, we could have just asked you to look at the gold. Now that I'm thinking
Yeah.
about it, very little. I mean, there's some plants and some lichens growing that are on display, and they're magically active.
These
So there's
things
magically
are
active
alive.
herbs growing. The person behind the desk is completely void of any magical ability. It just looks like a black hole to your vision, barely an astral presence at all, which generally means they're heavily cybered or they're sick.
Well, these things here work. This person here, I hope, works here.
I do. She looks up. She stands up. She's like 5 foot nothing, very petite. She's actually wearing a bathing suit, although she's got like a traditional skirt underneath, but she's got like a bathing top on. She's got that same just this bronzed skin, perfect white teeth. As she sits up, the spectacles, you can see that she has cyber eyes. You can see the actual trademark on the corner of the irises, that sort of thing. And the bronze skin is matched, but not perfectly matched. That you see that both of her hands are cyber, but did a really good job at trying to disguise that. Are you here for the sporting events, or are you looking for Big Kahuna?
We need a
Well,
big kahuna.
Big Kahuna. And might I say, that's some nice cyber you got there. I'm just gonna hold up my fist. Far more elegant than this old hunk of junk here.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I had a
You're
very
welcome.
good prosthetic worker.
No.
I actually lost my hands in an accident, and there's nothing special about them. They just replace what I no longer have.
Hmm.
Thank you. I don't
Yeah,
commented on them
yeah.
much. So, not here for the sport events.
No.
Very
Okay.
not, no.
Well, the Big Kahuna is kind of. I'm guessing you looked us up in the phone book, the directory, Seattle. Yeah. They really don't update as much as they should. The Big Kahuna is kind of like partially retired. Doesn't do a lot anymore. He's just like he's way into backing these surfing events now. I mean, he's still around. If you've got an interesting case, he's a lot more likely to see you, but he doesn't do like the love potions and the house cleansings anymore. Certainly doesn't do those colon cleansings with spiritual. No, not anymore. Not after the lawsuits.
Ooh. This is for best, yeah. Listen, no, we do have very interesting case that is super time sensitive.
Okay. We'll make your pitch. Make it exciting. She pushes a button on the desk, and you hear like the feedback as a really ancient kind of intercom system has just been activated. He's listening now.
Okay, we are, we were contracted to do some work. We were then drugged with the elven memory drug that I forget the name of.
Lace.
Memory loss
wait,
is a
wait.
side effect.
Lace.
You
is what
notice
they
she
call it.
has a cyber ear too, and she's got this tendency where someone's talking to her over it. She puts her finger up to it. She's like, "Hold on." Okay, he's asking if the land was, what was that? Oh, was it recreational?
No, this was given
Oh.
to us against our will.
Door. You hear a loud buzzing and what looked like just a painting of a giant. You know that woodcut of the tsunami about to make landfall and the fishing boats everywhere. Panel just opens up, and you see what looks like a traditional shaman's lodge inside. There's a big fat man just kind of cross-legged on the floor. He's still got this beautiful tan though, and you notice the lights inside there are tanning lights. There's lots of sand around too, coming like a little Zen rake. He's made dunes with.
I will, go. I will, Mr. Kahuna. I'm glad you could see us. Could we turn the lights off? They're going to be very uncomfortable for our friend Kaylee.
Yes, you can speak in there all you please. I'll be out here with Miss Robot.
Well, your friend's welcome to come in if she'd like. I'll turn here. Hold on. Yeah. A little harsh in my buzz, but normal lights, we can dim them.
That'd be
You can
fine.
see my black light posters this way.
Oh, that's nice.
Come in! Come on in!
I'll go in. Yeah.
I'll follow.
Don't ask me to stand up. It's hard these days. Knee problems.
Not the
Just
problem.
sit down. And you look around, there are no chairs. But there's little like beanbag sort of things. he just kind of points at them. The room is round. He's sitting on sand, and then there's like piles of sand all over the place that he's been raking into shapes. There's little beanbag sofas and such around that you can grab. There are all kinds of herbs hanging from the ceiling, but there's like this immense screen where it's just showing these breaking waves over different beaches. It looks like they're live streams from just beaches all over the world. I'm absolutely picturing like Diamond David Lee Roth as a big fat man that's like in the 60s and 70s for this guy.
Overly tan, like is it kind of orangey a little bit? Like,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. No Hawaiian shirt, long shot. He's completely bare chested. He's got some beads hanging around his neck. They're made out of shells, little shells here and there. Look, I'm a little out of practice. I've been investing all my money into these various events. He's cycling through the TVs here. But I got to tell you, it's been a while since I've had a case of amnesia through non-recreational drugs. The recreational drugs.
Yeah. Hey, is that lucrative, by the way, investing in those things? Is that you can
highly lucrative. I mean, you back the right people. You get them the contract, you get them to wear your merch. They do really well. I take 50% of their wins. I mean, I'm doing really good. Wow. Better than I ever did as a spiritualist. Not to say I was bad at that, but the lawsuits kind of took the edge off things. Yeah. Lawyers.
Yeah.
Take a seat. Kaylee, are you coming in or not? He has turned off the tanning lights, and they're just like low-level lights on now.
Yeah, if the tanning lights are off, I'll go in and sit down on a beanbag chair. Why not?
All right. Looking above you again, there's these dangling herbs all over the place. The place smells spicy, like you just walked into a great noodle shop. I mean, it makes you hunger a little bit. I don't do business until everyone's in the right frame of mind. And he pulls out like this old, ancient, like peace pipe, although it's got some modern flares to it. And Kaylee, he's packing it with some of this awakened herb, and he takes a big draw. He starts passing it around. And this is to clear the air, to get any bad vibes off everybody, and we only speak truth in here. Big Kahuna only sells information when it's worth it.
Okay.
Hey, I think I remember this stuff. We had some of this down in Antigua.
We did.
Yeah, you did. Yes. Does everybody smoke, or does anyone just pretend like they do?
Of course.
Yeah, I do.
Puff, pass to the left.
Kaylee, your eyes are always active somewhat in the magical field. So as people just inhale deeply the smoke, you are all being affected by a spell of some sort, Kaylee. You don't feel any change, but you can see it. Everyone's aura is subtly shifting into the blues more, which is the more relaxed, more giving nature of people. All right. Yeah. Hold on. He goes to this ancient cassette player, starts playing some Beach Boys tunes in the background. It's like, all right, mood set. The Kahuna is interested. Now, before we get started, I only take clients that have interesting problems, and you've interested me. So this is not going to cost anything except for maybe a favor down the line. Any of you lawyers? Because you can get the fuck out right now if any of you are lawyers.
We are not lawyers. We are the kind of people that avoid the legal ramifications of problems.
That is a fact right there.
Aptly stated.
All right. Well, okay. That was my only condition. All right. The Kahuna's going to do you a favor, and maybe down the line you do a favor for the Kahuna. All right?
Sounds good.
All right. Tell me your problem.
Uh,
You can just say
yeah.
blah. We can
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, the kahuna is going to look deep into your auras here. Now you might feel a little tingle. You might poop your pants a little as things get a little relaxed. That's okay. It's all good in the kahuna's spiritual domain. All right.
A clinch.
All right. No, you got to let it flow. You got to let it flow, my friend. Clenching just holds back the aura.
Holds back something. Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay, I want all of you to roll your will die. So he has to overcome your will even if you are willing. Okay, so I'm going to roll his dice, and let's see if any of you even accidentally... Now, technically, if you wanted to spend pool points to resist, you could, but I think you don't want to resist.
I do not want to. Do we plug in the TN here?
Oh, no, this is a versus test.
Okay. Did mine roll?
Yeah,
Click
mine
some
didn't
numbers.
roll.
Same.
That's weird. Do we need a TN?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I put it in 27.
Do the same. Yeah, I needed a TN.
I just need to know if anybody got a result better than a 7. So, like if you rolled a 6 and then roll it again, if you're more than a 7. So if you get an 8, you're going to be a little problematic. Looks like Ivan might have.
Yeah, I got the 9 in there.
Oh, you got a 9. Okay. How about
It's
the
those
rest of you guys?
clenched butt cheeks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everyone else get less than a 7 then?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it's a very interesting feeling. Gantu and Kaylee both. You feel just like you're taking some really good muscle relaxants. Everything just gets very soft inside. Like all the stress goes away. You feel like your bones kind of pop and settle, and just everything just gets very loose. You even toot a little. But he goes through and he's looking he's waving this bone rattle around you as he's looking at your aura, and occasionally he'll touch you here and there. Gantu, he hits the rattle against your skull just a couple times, very softly. And it's strangely soothing, like you're getting a little massage on your scalp. Kaylee, he just kind of runs this rattle just all around you a few times. He actually kind of pushes at a spot. It's that's very interesting.
Why? What did I do?
Oh, it looks like your infection that you're suffering from all stems right there. He's pointing at the spot just like a couple of inches below your left shoulder. It's like it's all right there.
Yeah. Interesting. I'll mark that down for later.
All right. And with Ivan, he comes up to Ivan. He gets a little frustrated. He smacks you on the head with that bone rattle a few times, enough that it hurts a little. He smacks you a few more times. He's like, just shakes his head.
Ow.
He prepares a tea in the background. He gives it to Gantu and Kaylee, and he kind of like, oh, fine, gives some to Ivan. Drink it down.
Okay.
I've got good news and I got bad news.
Okay.
Good news is, they didn't lie to you. You are under the effects of Elven Land. It's temporary problems with your memory generally comes back real quick. That's good news. This will help. Let's make everything come back into focus within the next half hour. Then there's the bad news. Well, two pieces of bad news. He turns to Ivan. You are like the stiffest person. Russian, right?
Yes. That usually explains situations like this.
That I can't read you. I can't. You're just too uptight. You're just too uptight. You got to let it go. We gotta just loosen it up.
Yeah.
Oh, the other piece of bad news. Looks like you were all dosed with a very large amount of land. I'm afraid that some of your memories will never return. It's erased parts of your memory. Very small amount, though. Maybe 30 minutes worth.
Well,
No more than 45 minutes worth. Under an hour, I'm sure.
Well, let's hope that was an hour where I was napping.
It's just like somebody took a hot poker and just poked out that part of your memory. It's gone. Well, except for this Russian here. I mean, who knows what's in his head? He's just too tight to pry around in there. I mean, I can go nuclear and kind of shoehorn my way in there. And
I'd rather not.
Loosen you up
Yeah.
real good, but it might be painful.
Yes. I'm sure it would. Anyway.
All right. Well, I hope that helps.
I mean, yeah, if memories start coming back soon, yes.
No, that's not going to do crap for your memory. I mean, it's just a good mint tea for you.
Okay, well, as long as their memories start coming back, yeah.
A few days for you. More you sleep, the faster it'll happen. You look like you haven't slept in a while either. Probably while you're uptight.
Yes.
Now, is that it? Is that all you boys wanted?
You had like a half an hour or something, right, for it to come back? How long?
Or less. Could be a few minutes. Gontu, if you're thinking about it, no, you're starting to already remember things. You're remembering that Twitchy from your bowling league way back when. The contact that Twitchy is the contact you made in Seattle. You dropped some gear off with Twitchy.
Why the hell did I drop gear off with Twitchy? That's like the worst one to drop. His name is Twitchy, for crying out loud. He's probably going to blow himself up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was I doing? Why? Why Twitchy? Oh,
you're starting to also remember Morlock. Mr. Morlock coming into view, having a nice dinner over a piece of steak. You remember Kaylee being
Morlock.
there.
Kaylee, you were there, and Morlock and a steak. I think Morlock was eating the steak, not you. I could be wrong though. But
I think
Kaylee was eating a raw piece of beef. Yep.
Yeah.
Tartar.
Yeah. Okay. It is working. Okay. So we know Morlock's involved in Twitchy. Oh, that was a bad decision. Twitchy. Oh goodness. And okay. All right. Well, what else, Noggin? Let's go. And I'll start banging myself in the head.
Okay. So Gontu, I think you got the lowest score against the verses. Kaylee got slightly better. Kaylee, you're starting to have memories back. When he says that, it triggers it. You remember that, you had some great steak tartare. Beef was great. Had just a little hint of garlic that you could actually taste. Don't remember. You're not remembering completely the events around it. Gontu, you're remembering seeing some blueprints. And it's it's weird because you got a kind of a screenshot in your mind of seeing a bullet. Blueprints of a bullet.
Blueprints of a bullet? How the hell would someone want blueprints of a bullet? It's like all weird and something, It's like all fancy. The hell would anyone want with a fancy bullet?
I wonder if it's got to do with the metal that key was made out of. They make special super enchanted bullet.
Hey,
why would they need an enchanted bullet
to kill something dangerous?
We keep saying that politician woman, right? And then you got this fancy bullet, and then like magic bullet theory to kill a politician.
I think they're trying to assassinate a dragon.
Oh man, why? I don't want to be part of that. Why do we accept that job? What were you thinking?
Well, maybe our goal was to do it for a laugh. I'm sure that'll come back in 20 minutes or so.
None of this sounds familiar at all to you, Ivan. You're still a blank. Your stomach's starting to rumble a little. You feel a little bit of intestinal distress coming on.
Yeah.
Oh, now I remember. My CD was doing poorly. It was in the Bargain Bennett Stuffer Shack. That's why I quit this job. I needed my edge back. How depressing.
That's fair.
Well, let's go visit Twitchy. He should hopefully have my cyber deck.
Okay.
Yep. Problem is that part hasn't come back yet. You don't know exactly where Twitchy is. You know he's here. You can kind of remember his like really crappy apartment that you met him in. Seems to be over something really loud. Like it was really hard to have the conversation with Twitchy because wherever he was above was just incredibly loud. You remember daylight coming through the window, so it's loud during the day.
Yeah, I remember like being there, but I don't remember how I got there. It's a shitty apartment. Like it's terrible. Like he's terrible. I don't. We must have been like really drunk when we made this decision.
Yeah.
I would have brought drugs with me along for the trip. Maybe that also explains things.
Try to find
Yeah.
Morlock. That's hard.
I will remind you, you're all wearing sweatpants and t-shirts bought at a Stuffer Shack. Ivan says juicy across the rump.
It does.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have any bucket hats with your logo on them, Mr. Kahuna. I could wear it for you as product placement.
Just ask Jane for the gift shop. That's her desk drawer. But we got t-shirts, we got visors, we got suntans, we got this ointment I'm trying to sell. Well, you know, after the law case is settled. It's called Absolution. You rub it on, it just makes that six-pack glow. It doesn't give you a six-pack, which is what the legal suit was about. Apparently, the advertisements made it seem like it gave you a six-pack, but no, it just brightens the six-pack.
I can see how.
At least
the
that's what
wording
my
would
lawyers
lend
have told me to
itself
say.
Okay. Well,
Well, I'll help myself to the gift shop. Could someone help me out of the beanbag chair?
yeah, I'll give you hands. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like almost the moment that Kaylee crosses the threshold, the sunlights come back on. He's like,
This guy. All right. Well,
gone too. He's starting to have more memories. Actually, Kaylee too. You're starting to remember part of the conversation with Morlock and the words national security coming up.
National security. Morlock. Okay. All right.
wait, if you're remembering that, maybe we were on the right side, but then we just sold the key to the wrong side.
Oh, okay. Man, I don't really know what side is which, and someone's trying to kill somebody with a bullet, and then we got the key thing. Okay. Does anyone know how to get in touch with Morlock?
No.
He's so dang sneaky and shady, just popping up out of nowhere all the time. Asking us to do
John who
stuff
says
for him.
that. Kaylee, memory comes back. No, you were given a specific pan that could get a hold of him, and you remember leaving it with Twitchy.
Oh,
Okay.
Well,
Clearly, we gotta find Twitchy. Now, he was just one of several members of that bowling league. There was that other guy, but he's dead. I can't remember his name, but he was a pain in the ass. And then there was Fogel, who he was the security fella. Maybe he knows how to get. So we can try to find him.
that's a
and,
good
he-
idea.
and maybe he can point us to Twitch.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll tell
do
you
it.
what, Gantu. Make me an intelligence test, TN4. Unless you've got a
Okay.
skill particularly that gives you a better memory.
Yeah, not really. Okay.
Okay.
I got another one memory. All right. Any kind of pool stuff I can put into this?
No, not really. No, this is
Okay.
just whether or not you can remember a phone number or a PAN address
right.
from long ago.
4.
You can normally just look it up on your own PAN, but you don't have it.
Well, that's a fail, as I rolled 4 numbers under the number 4.
Okay. Oh, okay. Did you roll any ones in there?
I
You
did.
didn't
I
roll all
rolled a
ones, did
single
you?
one. Yeah, I rolled one.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, you can't remember his pan address. I mean, you remember some of the places he hung out. I mean, there's that old bowling alley still around. You think? You tried to buy it a couple of months ago,
right?
and so it's still around.
Well, he wasn't at the Lucky Strikes, and that's the place that's where we used to bowl. That
Mhm.
was our main place, and we were just there. And then, but he
Do
wasn't
you,
there.
do you remember what security company he worked for?
Well, I don't remember if Twitchy did, but Fogel, he was the one who got me he kind of got me that interview gig with oh man, was that who was that? Was that a Lone Star I was gonna get a kind of hook up with? That was like a year ago, man. I don't remember that far. Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we could. Yeah, I mean, I said we worked. I mean, remember he was the guy. He worked security at
Right. It was
that
the job.
place with
We ended
with
up. Yeah.
the
Gone to?
publishing thing. Yeah.
You can remember the name of the security firm he worked for. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
that. You can remember that. That's easy enough.
We'll just reach out, see if we can find, or maybe Kaylee, you can see if you can pull up the personnel something. Can I get some contact info?
Yeah.
I would have to have direct access to their system.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, shit. Yeah.
We could just go back to the Lucky Strike and ask if they remember where Twitchy is.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, right? I mean that's the place where he did the thing with the fire elemental. I mean, he was there for that, so they would know. For sure they would.
All right, let's get another cab.
Cab's probably still waiting outside since you guys have a lot of creds. Actually,
Yeah.
well, you got some creds. Yeah,
We got a decent amount.
sure. So we'll cut. You're in the bowling alley. You're asking about Twitchy, and they're like, "Well, it depends."
On
This is someone that used to work here way back when, still working here. Looks like they've aged 20 years in the few years that you've been gone.
what does it depend on?
Depends on whether or not somebody wants to settle up Twitchy's bar tab.
How much does he owe?
She brings it up on her computer. 250 creds.
Oh, is that it? Okay, I'll pay that.
Got to pay it for him? All right. You pay it. She sees that the transfer goes through, and then you get a data stream back to your unit. Basically, there's his PAN address and there's his living address.
Okay. That's all right. Norm Peterson.
Now, between you and me, gone too. Don't tell
Was that
Twitchy.
there? Don't tell Twitchy.
He said,
okay.
Yeah, don't tell Twitchy that you settled up. I wanna put him through the ringer for a bit more. Just hang that over his head. He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I never really cared for him much. I mean, Fogel's the only one I really liked, and then there's that other guy, wear those Hawaiian shirts all the time. Kind of, I still just cannot remember that guy's name, but he kind of tagged around a bit for a while.
Fogel's doing great these days. He's the head of his own security firm.
I heard that Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, I mean,
I heard
it's
he
low
died.
key. He rents out security for like malls and places like that. But yeah, he's doing great.
Oh, that's great to hear. Way better than that Hawaiian shirt fella, whatever he was. I think you're right, Ivan. I think he did die.
Yeah, I think so.
Must have been tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was terrible at bowling. His wife didn't love him.
No.
No, there's really nothing good about it. Anyhow, we're not talking about him. We're talking about old Twitchy and Fogel. Okay, all right. So we got contact information for Twitchy.
Yep, you got his PAN address and you got his physical address.
Okay. Well, let's call him on up, I guess. We got a PAN address. Let's give him an old quick call.
Hit his PAN address. You basically get a pre-recorded message telling you that if you're getting this message, then I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I probably should have texted him. That's what most people do these days.
Remember, you're also using a burner. You're using like basically a burner phone too.
Oh, that's
you
true.
Still don't have your own stuff.
I'll say. I'll say. So, is there a message I can leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Twitchy. I know you don't want to. Hey, it's Gantu, man. We gotta talk. This is here. This is the pan ID I'm at. ASAP, man. It's pretty important. It's pretty important. Lucrative too. Big opportunity for you to make some money.
Cuts in before your whole thing has gone through. It's basically just text back saying, like, I'm at work. Your crap's in the safe. You know where it is. Go on and get your stuff. I'll talk to you after I get off shift.
Okay. Do I remember where that safe is?
Yeah, when he says safe, it's like, yeah, you remember. He's got a crappy apartment, but
Okay.
in the basement, each of the apartments basically have this really nice set of like lockers that are like really well done. And you remember the mag code to get into it.
Okay. All right.
Kaylee, you do too.
Best of both
You don't-
worlds. We don't have to talk to him, and we can just go get her stuff.
Oh,
Kaylee,
absolutely.
however, remembers it not being as safe as Gantu was thinking.
Well, there is safety in looking like trash. Like, oh, no one would hide their valuable equipment here. Let's
Ivan,
go
you're
get
still in
our
the dark.
valuable
You
equipment.
don't
Yeah.
even barely remember who Twitchy was. You just
Yeah.
remembered him shooting his guns off every once in a while for the heck of it in a bowling alley. Crowded.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
let's
yeah,
just get on over
it's
there.
just out of the
fast
city
as we
center.
can. Yeah. Let's just
Same cabbie. He's still running up the miles as you're going, using the same guy. Yeah, so you park outside of it's a full contact dojo. And it's blaring troll metal music. You see inside, everyone is doing various katas. You hear people yelling out the mantra of the school: "No mercy! Get the money up front!" There's a side access that goes up to a set of apartments right above the dojo, and you also know that the basement is where the safes are for each of the apartment complexes.
Okay.
Oh,
And we know which apartment it is, right?
Yep.
So we can.
Yeah, your memories of this are coming back pretty well. You actually remember storing your stuff in there. You chose the combination to put it in there. Kaylee was just shaking her head the whole time, but
69, 69, 69.
yeah. So it's basically a cage. To get into the cage, you know that number. Everybody's is the same for the apartment complex, and then each room has its own basically safe put in the wall. You go in, you put in your numbers, it opens. Your gear's there, your clothes, your pans. There's a data cube there gone to, and you know that's the payload. That's the payload data you got from Murloc.
Okay.
You also see this special pan that you were given. It's military grade, very sleek, very black, for getting a hold of Murloc.
Convey
So everything that's in your inventory it's in here. So you've got your normal clothing, your weapons, everything's in there. Kaylee, your deck's in there. Your beautiful, beautiful deck.
Oh, it's not the best in the world, but it's mine.
I get my tracksuit back on.
Yeah. You chose the best. It's the gold and black striped one.
Yeah.
You only do that when you're really being professional.
Yeah.
I'll get my limited edition Marina No Diamonds garbage bag hat.
Yeah.
Keep the sun out of my face.
There you go. Got to keep it up.
The rhinestone bowling shirt comes back on like a glove.
Oh my
Cracks his
gosh.
neck.
So stylish.
Okay.
Yep.
I make this shit look good. I don't actually. I'm a very hideous looking man, but whatever.
All right. Someone call Morlock and go, what the
It's
hell?
like a
man?
teen on crack with a bedazzler went to work on a jean jacket.
I'll give Morlock a call. Maybe dig into the payload data. Like we got some payload data, man. I got some info in there.
Yep.
I'll reach out.
So you're making you're making the call. You giving the payload data to Kaylee to look through?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. You're making the call. It goes through instantly. Like there's no delay. And it just you know it's live. You know there's someone on the other end. You can hear breathing. Doesn't say a word.
We've got a hitch in the giddy up. We need contact. Emergency. 911 or something.
Okay.
We'll
You
use
hear a bunch of clicks. You hear some high pitched whining. Gantu's been around the security business to know enough that you're being rerouted through several systems. You're hearing like scramblers put on the line. Eventually, you hear Murlock's voice on the phone. He's like, "Oh, yeah. You got me in the sauna. What's up, Gantu?"
So hey there, more like we got ourselves into a bit of a pickle. In a pickle that we are not fully aware of the consequences and context of. We took a gig. You're involved. Our memories have been taken from us in some respects because of some elvish medicine and whatnot, and we need to get that context re-inputted into our brains. And we want to see if you can
Hear
help
him
out with that.
take several puffs. You can imagine the cigar that he's got in his mouth. You hear a couple of snaps as he's like getting kinks out of his back. It sounds like there's someone else in the room. You hear some talk in the background. You hear a door close. All right. One question before we start, Gantu.
Okay.
Who's got the artifact?
That I'm not gonna lie to you. We go back too long for me to lie to you. Aztec's got it. Aztec it.
Aztec.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. All right. Now, what's your problem?
Okay. We've got this elvish fella who's all up in our business, threatening like in the way that elves threaten, We gotta give him some answers about the artifact, who wanted it, what it's for, that kind of thing. And we got at this point a little less than 24 hours to get that info to him before, I don't know, they blow up our brains or something.
Oh, that's easy. Rosalind Hernandez, presidential
Yeah.
candidate,
Yeah.
affiliated
Okay.
with the New Century Party. She
Okay.
is the one that wanted it.
All right. And what does it do?
We don't know.
Like what?
All right. So I guess, are you secure? Where are you? Are you in public?
We are in a contacts command center.
Okay.
It's as secure as we can do for now.
If you feel like it is, I trust your observational skills, Gantu. We've worked well together. As you know, or well, I guess you may not know, this was a very confidential mission that you were sent off to. Right. So some of our spies intercepted some documentation. An artifact, a magical weapon in the form of a bullet that needed some very specific materials. We found out that, Miss Hernandez had brokered a deal for one of the materials. And we don't know if she's behind this very special weapon or not, or what this weapon is for, though I've got my thoughts on this. Your mission, we kind of eased you in to the spot that certain other runners that were beholden to Rosalind should have had. We killed them, put you in to make the pickup and delivery of the artifact. Now, your mission was not to hold on to that key, so it's okay that it went. It's good that you know where it went to. Rather, to find out if the people collecting it knew what it was for. What other information you can find out revolving around this? Why this weapon? It's a bullet designed for sniper weaponry, something that can kill from a very long distance, made of very unique alloys and materials, all magical in nature. Ivan had some very intelligent responses to what he thought that might be. Good boy, Ivan. I didn't think you could have a creative spot in that brain of yours, but you did. It's well taken. Ivan has no idea what he said. So that was your mission, Gantu and crew, was to facilitate the retrieval and sell of that artifact, to find out what you could, particularly if the parties receiving it knew what it was for. Did you make contact with the agents in the tier?
Maybe.
Yeah, Gantu, there's a big old hole around that. And you're thinking that's what the kahuna was saying, that memory is gone.
Maybe. We think possibly, but those memories are they've been wiped completely.
Kaylee, same thing. You can kind of think around the situation. Like when he says tier agents, you can kind of remember, yeah, you had a contact in the tier that you were supposed to make contact with. They were going to give you some background about the artifact. They were the ones that were actually going to release it out of the tier as basically a plant, saying, okay, let's let this go and let's see who goes for the bait. But there's a big old chunk of memory missing there. So, you still on task, Gantu? You still trying to find out who is making this weapon and what it's for?
Yeah, I think we're in that kind of data collection phase still. There's still a lot of questions we got to have answered. You said we had agents in the tier to contact.
Absolutely.
Can you point us to them again? Because maybe they can shed a few lights and fill some of these holes.
Kaylee kind of raises a finger. Kaylee, you're reading through the data stream on this highly protected data module, but you knew what the passwords were once you started getting into it. Contacts are there. How to reach them is there. Names aren't. They're code names. They're all the names of birds: Kestrel, Robin, Sparrow.
Well, we can contact Robin, but no Batman here. We've got some agent names.
Yep. You also pull up the document that has like the bullet showing what properties it has, what these properties have to come from, listing a number of ways you could get them, the key being one of the ingredients that could be used to make it. And an actual audio file of Rosalind herself. You've heard her voice on television. Someone had recorded her making the deal for the key. So they know she wanted it. They don't know if it's actually linked to the weapon or not. It is a possible ingredient in the weapon, may not be.
Well, that solves half of our problem right now. Now we just need the why.
Bert, that Silver Bar guy, the elf that is on kind of on our, he's the one who's been pushing us for the 24 hours. Do we know who he's affiliated with, or at least who he says he's affiliated with?
He's never said.
He's never said. Okay.
He's never said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kaylee, now that you have your deck back, you could maybe see if you can find that.
I would need to have some sort of, I don't know.
Well, Kaylee has, I'm just throwing this out there, but since Kaylee can't see traditionally, you've been using your pan to see things, right?
Right.
Right, which means you have images of him, if nothing else.
I usually don't record on my camera. I should start doing that more.
As long as one person knows you're recording, I hear it's legal.
Exactly.
That's what we call a callback to prior conversation.
I'll get into the to the dojo's subnet and then start trolling around on the Matrix to see if there's like a BBS somewhere to say, okay, I need some information on a fella named Silverblade. It looks like generic description.
I mean, you have access to basically black nets. I mean, most Shadowrunners do. You were in the biz long enough to know where to look around, who to ask. It'll cost you some creds, but you social network it, right?
Right.
I do want you to make me a roll here, though. Let's see. Do you have a specific skill for like networking or group affiliations of any kind?
Let me check. Oop.
So you can default if you don't, but if you do,
No.
okay.
No, I'll have to default on that.
Okay, so let's see. You would have, let's see. What specific skills do you have for computer and hacking?
I've got computer concentration of software.
Okay. Yeah, this is where you would have like a group of people or a group of users that would be a specialization under that. So let's just take it from computer. Do you have computer theory?
I do.
You do. Okay, we can default to that, and that's just +4 to the TN.
All right.
Okay, so that's an intelligence roll. Use computer theory as a skill. I'm sorry, use the skill computer theory. The TN is going to be a 6, though.
All right.
And this is not whether or not you get the information, it's how long it takes. That's all. Okay, so
I got a 1
0
there.
successes. You got a 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll reduce the time. So there's no immediate hits, but you throw it out to a user group like, hey, can you put here's a name, here's a face. What do you know? And you get some responses of people saying, for this number of creds, we'll do a search. You do that. You go ahead and you make contacts and you get this stuff going. But for right now, no hits. Okay, you get that going.
Cool.
Any other questions for your Johnson here?
I don't know, Ivan. What do you think?
I mean, I don't have anything else for Morlock, and now we know we can contact.
Is that
him
Ivan?
again. It
You
is.
tell Ivan that he's a beautiful bastard for coming up with those ideas. Best I'd heard from any mage's mouth in decade or more.
Even the broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, he says something about lacking your mouth. I don't know. It's
I don't
weird.
blame him. I brushed my teeth last week.
Right. Well, got to keep these communications short. If you need more help, you go right ahead. I'm going to enjoy my jacuzzi. And then
Okay.
channels off.
All right. Well, that's more information,
And we can go talk with our peer contacts. Is that what he said they were at the pier?
The tier? Is it? I thought it was the
Tier.
tier.
Yeah. Which is the Elven nation just outside of Seattle.
Oh,
Where we came from, sort of,
Yeah.
though, right? We just woke
Although
up.
you're having a hard time remembering being there. I mean, you remember a lavish meal. You remember just having a good time, being in a very high society kind of setting, but that's kind of where it ends. Ivan's got those memories too.
Well, if it's a high society kind of setting, if I'm remembering right, I think I'll bring my new bucket hat and visor. That should be fun.
So we know who wanted it. We don't know why. We still need to clear that up.
But you do have the information that this elf that's
Well-
given you an ultimatum needs.
1 second, though. Technically, I think we do know why. Because we know that the magic bullet is made via a few different ingredients, and the key was one of them ingredients.
That is true.
So the reason they wanted the key was so that they could use it as an ingredient to make this bullet.
Yeah. So
Now,
what are the
asking
possible
why
ingredients?
the bullet is for? Yeah, exactly. But so we can just say that because that's the answer. And if they say, "Well, what was the magic bullet for?" We say, "Well, you didn't say that. We had to give that answer."
Yeah. Well, shall we call them up and give the information?
How much time do we have?
Certainly.
You've got the better part of a day before you need to give him information.
Yeah, it's up to y'all.
I say let's do a little more legwork just in case.
Yeah, just to be certain.
So,
Yeah. So what is the next step? And again, you guys have all of your normal equipment. You've got whatever nice clothes you'd picked out, anything that you would have brought to this mission on Seattle as well. You also notice that your bank accounts are about 100,000 new yen more than you remember them being
nice.
each.
Well, let's go to the tier.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
First things first, we should stop at a bank and properly
Kaylee.
secure this gold.
Yeah. Kaylee, this is actually something that you would definitely know as being a elf infected with ghoulism. One does not simply walk to the tier. It's its own nation that have very strict protocols of who they allow through their borders. Typically, if you're not an elf, get the hell away.
Well, let's check our data. Maybe we have a solution in there.
Yeah, I'll check the bird people and see if there's like an indirect contact method.
Well, Kaylee, in the data cube, you find the false identities that probably are what got you to this high society dinner party to begin with. You're all basically antiquity dealers, various names, of course, false names, but good backstory. So, like, there's years worth of data that's been filled in. If anyone were to crawl the net and try to find out about you, you're all very wealthy investors of antiques, typically with magical natures, but not always. Some just very historically relevant. You're representing Gantu. Just pick a name that Gantu would have picked, but Gantu's identity is basically you're the chairman of this society that collects these artifacts, and you were invited to a dinner party over the unveiling of some artifacts. The data cube doesn't tell you what the artifacts were, just that very high society party. You were invited because of your background of antiquities dealers. Possibly you were there to verify the provenance of certain things. Looking at the backstory, Kaylee, it's like each of you are supposedly experts in specific fields of historical antiquities, items of the past, etc. Ivan has a special interest in things from the prior Russian Union, artifacts that may have gone missing during certain times, and is very good at telling a fake from the real. Different. Nice. Each of you had a different specialty.
I'm very smart.
It's probably Garfunkel for Gantu.
Yeah, more than that. That's my go-to. Yeah.
Yeah. He's Garfunkel Amots.
Paul Garfunkel.
His specialty is kitsch and popular culture items. All right, so you had fake credentials. You don't know if those were blown. Likely they were, considering what happened to you. Well, but they might still work at the border. Who knows?
Yes, we could either adopt these names and go to the border of the tier, and they would let us in, or we could adopt these names, go to the border of the tier, and they will let several ounces of lead in. Magically charged lead at that.
So I've got my regular pan back, right?
Yep.
And I've got this burner pan that we bought.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee, I need you to give me the pan number for the tier security, immigration, visitor people.
Yeah, easy enough.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
And I'm just going to call him up. Yeah, I'm just going to call him up and be like, hey, this is Mr. Oates here. I was at a fancy party the other day, and I totally forgot something. Can I swing by and pick that up?
You actually get a snappy response. Mr. Oates, yes. We were concerned about your well-being. Your apartments are everything you left in your apartments is still here, of course. Are you okay? We had some reports that a street gang had picked up you and your companions, and we feared that you were deceased.
You are not wrong on those reports. Has been a very harrowing few days, but we're no worse for wear.
Well, we have kept your suite of rooms exactly as you've left it. Of course, we've had investigators go through to see if there was potential of it being a crime scene itself, but rest assured, nothing of yours was taken out of the room. Still there. Of course, your diplomatic passports. We'll have it waiting for you at the gate. Is Mr. Garfunkel, and what name would Kaylee would have used?
Oh God, Joan.
Okay, is Mr. Garfunkel and your secretary Joan also?
Yes, we are all of us.
Very good. Very
any
good.
chance you could send a car to pick us up?
Oh, certainly. Where are you, Mr. Oates?
I'll give them an address like 3 or 4 blocks from where we are right now.
Okay, maybe pick a nice hotel and stay there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we'll send out a limousine. No problem at all. We'll have your passports included as well. Of course.
Okay.
They sound a little nervous, like they might have felt responsible for what happened, and they're trying to just like really cover it up, and be as nice
Kiss
as
our
possible.
butts a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this is either going to be easier than I thought, or we're walking into a huge trap.
Should we wear these clothes, our normal clothes, or should we put the other fancy?
We should put fancy ones
Fancy
back on.
stuff, I suppose. Yes.
Put the fancy stuff on.
Oh, you know where the public showers are in his building here. You probably clean up a bit, put on the nice clothes. Probably have just given yourself some kind of fungal infection on your feet, but that's all right. That's all right. That's what magic's for.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll fight and clear each other out, God.
Oh no!
And that toe of yours will just shrink again. You're standing outside of a pretty nice hotel when a stretched limousine with diplomatic plate shows up. Very well dressed elf with long silver hair, wearing the chauffeur, like an old timey chauffeur's outfit. Nice, very sharp outfit.
Yeah.
Comes out, opens the doors for you.
I'll get it real quick. I do remember. I might remember that earlier at some point we did come across a limousine with diplomatic plates.
You did.
Who that was? That
did.
They were driving past the bowling alley when you went across, and then you went across the street and fought the Aztec guy on the
yeah.
But they didn't stop.
Yep.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, I'll get in.
Okay. You sit in the back of this luxury limousine, and there is a gift basket with all kinds of delicacies, wines, various food stuff. From the Council of Princes, we very much regret your experiences. Please enjoy the ride. We will arrive in the tier in 1 hour.
Thank you. Real quick, my good sir, and I'll give him a very large tip. We, in our plight here, we've become exposed to something, and my memory of the past few days is very foggy. Could you know things? I wouldn't expect you to know all things, but any chance you could kind of give me a rundown on what you think happened to kind of help jog my memory?
Oh, sir, I only know what the newspapers and scream sheets are reporting, that visiting dignitaries were abducted, likely by a Creek gang. While the tier is, we have a certain pride in our nationality, there is still a rebellious, youthful spirit in the streets. Um, the news is reporting that they were taking offense at your classifications of certain elven heritage sites and elven heritage antiquities as being false. And we thought you were killed for this. We're very happy to see that you are, in fact, not deceased.
Me too, friend. Thank you.
Gantu, that's starting to come back. You're starting to remember you fast talking about a blade. It was like a spear blade, and you just like shit panning it, saying like, "Oh, this is obviously a fake," and just
That's right. That makes. I am now remembering that one blade they tried to pass off as authentic, but clearly was nothing more than something you might buy at a local sporting goods store for javelin tossing. That, yes. Yes, I was quite insulted that was actually put in front of me. It was very clearly a forgery.
More
Very
like
clear.
a lawn dart, really.
Indeed, Joan. Well said.
Oh yes, perhaps that's why some of our culturally bereft youth took offense to it. In no way was this, and it should be in any regards as the council wanting you to not give a truthful report. I mean, you're the experts.
Of course, we are
But
indeed.
it's fake. It's fake. I mean, I'm not
Indeed.
myself really big into cultural history in that respect. I'm just telling you what the newspapers are saying.
Well, I appreciate that. That's
Yes.
I appreciate your open-mindedness there.
Yes.
Thank you.
I want to try and silently and non-digitally convey to Kaylee, and can you check the data cube for what our egress plans were? Was that actually our cover for getting out?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Yeah, I'll check that out and see if there's any sort of
Yeah.
street gangs listed in the data queue.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, sadly, since the tier very much guards their borders, there wasn't good intel into where you were going to be taken for your expertise to be, your judgment to be passed. They really had no idea of floor plan or anything. You were supposed to just play it up, and you were given a very large amount of untraceable creds to make this transition of this antiquity. You know, it's supposed to have been all above board. Like, you were supposed to get the provenance papers. It was all legitimate. You are official antique purchasers. Like, it was all supposed to be to the letter of the law on both sides of the line. So it should not have been a problem to get out of the tier, unless, you know, someone did something stupid, which you would never do that.
We've been told multiple times how intelligent we are today, so clearly I don't think we would.
Thinking about that, though, I will pull up some news feeds and whatnot on my pan, see if there's any mentions of unexplained fires.
Do you speak Spirithial, the Elven language?
No.
Okay, so your pan, since you're crossing the borders, your pan is basically filled with all the Elven Nation papers, and they're all in Spirithial. You can have the translation happen, of course, which you do. Yeah, I mean, there was a tragic tenement fire on the night that your memory seemed to have gone away. Not in a richy neighborhood at all, not where you expected to have had a lavish meal and to have been judging artifacts of the ages.
Well, don't point that out to the others. Looks like we were over here for something.
20 died in tragic fire.
Oh, yeah, that was
causes.
Well, we'll just skip that news article then.
Well, it makes me wonder, do we want to go where they're taking us, or do we want to go where we were?
Well, to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been. Ooh, ancient elvish wisdom.
Oh my gosh.
You got read that
So-
on a fortune cookie once.
Speaking of fortune cookies, and not at all intimating that there might be something to this, but is anyone, going for the gratis, very nice food? There's foie gras. There's some, there's some very nice smoked meats, charcuterie, wonderful elven wines.
Yeah, I'll be pocketing that wine for later.
Well, I mean, hold on, because there's someone poisoned us here, and we don't know who. We do know what it was. So my thought process is you two have had your memories restored. I have not. So if we want to consume this, that put it down. You let me eat some of it first. If I lose my memory again, I'm no worse for the wear.
Ivan chows down on some very nice, just prepared meats and some foie gras, and just take some of the wine. How long do you wait to see if anything happens to Ivan? He doesn't immediately keel over or go comatose or anything.
I think I would Google how long does it take for lace to kick in.
Okay, well, lace is injected. It doesn't really do anything going through your digestive system. So you had to have been injected with lace.
Okay, because we woke up with bruises and scrapes and
Yeah, not just bruises and scrapes, but like signs that you had been in a struggle, like cracked knuckles and things like that.
Signs on the wrist and ankles that we were bound.
Yep.
Let's give it 20, 30 minutes. And if I don't have any effect, you all can have it.
Okay.
If it has no
Make me
effect, Gunty, you can have at it.
Ivan, make me a body check. So just roll
my
the number of
gosh.
dice you have in body. Make a target value of 4, please.
Okay, body is one of my weak stats. Nah.
Okay, you said about 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
So like good way into the drive. No, I mean, taste wonderful. Ivan gives a big stretch and just yawns a little bit. He cradles that bottle of wine as he just slowly kind of drifts off to sleep. As he's hearing him snore a little bit.
Are you sleeping?
I am.
He doesn't respond. He is out and snoring heavily.
Shoving him up. Just kind of, hey, Oates.
He does that
Mr.
thing
Oates.
where severe alcoholics do, like even when they're completely passed out, they never drop the bottle. So he's just clutching that.
That's a skill that we learned in preschool in the country I come from.
Yeah.
I'll look to Kaylee. I'll look back to Ivan. And then I'll look up to the fellow that's driving us.
He's just driving. It's got one of these two-way things that you can turn on and off on your side. So like if you do it so you can see what the driver's doing, he's just kind of humming along, listening to some music. Just seems perfectly normal.
Indeed.
So, are we thinking then that this is Oizen pay?
Yes, yay.
Okay. Should I ilk the River Day?
Oh, nay. What the hell with it? Not yet.
Okay,
No.
will turn on the two-way thing so he can hear me or whatever it is, or if it's a glass, bring it down. Like, sir, can you pull over? My Mr. Oates here seems to be having some kind of allergic reaction. Could you just pull over quickly?
Do you need do you need a trauma team? Oh my goodness. He pulls over. He seems panicked.
Do you have like one of them PAX things that would just shock him with a little bit?
He turns around. You said you dropped down the window?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, we got this first aid kit. I don't know anything about using it. I know there's some slap patches in there. He just kind of,
I will take the slap patches out and I will slap him all over Ivan. His face.
All right. Yeah.
I'll roll down the window, stick Ivan's head out, then gag him up to
oh yeah, that does a trick. That gets his heart pumping. It gets, and Ivan, you're just like, you're having the best dream. Yeah, you just, it was the best dream. Head professor at Hogwarts, wherever that is.
No,
so
that's not the best
head,
dream. The best dream is that time when we shot that one guy who was wearing that Hawaiian
You were
shirt.
torturing your students. It was
remember his name.
They were all orcs in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
always not. No, I mean, Ivan, so you come out of this with your heart just suddenly slamming a mile a minute like you just ran a marathon with all these patches smacked on you. It's violent coming out of just like a very peaceful slumber to just your heart going 110 beats a minute. Just boom!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you get a little sick from the sudden just rush of adrenaline.
Okay.
Like, well, he looks better. Should I call? Should I call someone?
No, it's okay. Everything seems to be all right. Everything seems to be all right. Hey, can we just
we're 20 minutes away. I mean, if they've got medical personnel at the.
Let's just get him outside the car real quick. Let's just get him some fresh air.
Get him a breath of fresh air. Yes.
Yeah.
He'll be
all right. So I'll huddle everyone out. Let's get everyone out of the car, and get some of the food, by the way, and just kind of offer it to the driver. Here, man. Thank you so much. Here, you should have some of this. Go right ahead.
I'm on duty. I'm not supposed to eat or drink when I'm on duty.
I won't say anything. I insist. I am, of course, your charge here.
Oh, well, sir, if you insist, I mean, I have to do what you say, right?
Yes, you do.
It's okay, sweetie. Just have a cracker. It'll be fine.
Maybe just a bottle of wine. Maybe just a bottle of wine and some of these nice crackers and some of this.
You've had a day,
meat,
sweetheart. Yeah.
Very stressful time. So go right ahead. Absolutely. Ivan's gonna
maybe some of these chocolates.
It's fine.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't think anything of it. Like after you give him the okay, he drinks some wine, starts eating, and same thing. He's like, "Oh, this is great, man. These people live way. I could never afford." In 20 minutes or so, he's just kind of laid himself across the hood because it's warm. He's like, "Oh, it's so warm," and he just kind of falls asleep on the hood of the car.
I'll check the inside of his jacket for any guns.
Or loose change.
He does have a gun on the inside. It's very clean. It's very neat. You don't think the thing's ever been fired.
Hey, free memorabilia.
Okay.
He has his own passports, which is basically an electronic document. It'll allow you through checkpoints by like near field communication sort of thing. You see his licenses for chauffeur driving, but he's got nothing really. It's all innocuous, nothing special. Little pendant with his wife and 4 kids.
Oh, let's shoot him. No.
Little crayon drawing from his child that says, "Come home safe, Daddy."
Save him from that trauma. Oh, goodness.
The letter saying, "We're waiting for your retirement tomorrow, sweetheart."
Yeah. Only 14 days till retirement.
Yeah. An invitation to his retirement party. Congratulations. Well, I get the distinct impression he didn't know that stuff was drugged. And I think. Yeah,
this is spot on. Hey, this young.
Let's not hurt this fella. Yeah. He didn't do nothing.
He does not deserve anything.
But
okay.
that does put us in a predicament. Someone did do that to the food and the drink, and they know we're coming, and yada yada.
So the nice thing now is that we have a small amount of surprise. If we arrive in this limo, they
Does the
are going.
driver have a communication set up either in the car or on his person, like a pan or
The
something?
car does. The car
Okay.
does.
I want to check that out and see where his order to pick us up came from.
Okay. Yeah. So you're to be delivered at a very nice hotel in the middle of the tier. The Council of Princes are the ones who have authorized your passports in and out.
Hmm.
So
And they're
If
in
we
charge
were-
of the tier, right? Like they're charge of tiers. Like council print, they
Yep.
run the thing, right? Okay, so I make sure.
Mhm.
So this limo was never going to make it there. They drug us, they knock us out, they pulled a limo. So let's take it, and then as soon as we get into the tier, ditch it for another vehicle.
Yeah, he said you were about 20 minutes away from city center. You're in the tier now, so you
Oh, we
passed
are?
through the boundaries. The limo digitally sent across all of your passport information, so you're in the tier now. 20 minutes away from the destination that's in the nav unit.
This is
about-
fun.
What
Go ahead.
about the destination where that fire broke out? That was
Yeah.
within the tier territory?
It is. Kaylee getting behind the dashboard of the car. Now that you're in the tier, you're able to actually pull up maps and take out a look around it. The neighborhood that fire was in is a long way from where the car was delivering you. I mean, we're talking, it's not even really in the same city. It's like in a borough in the next city over.
Oh, wow.
Kaylee, does this vehicle have can you program it to drive somewhere and it will do so autonomously?
I will see. Does it have some
Yeah,
sort of...
it doesn't. It doesn't have autonomous. It doesn't. It requires a driver. It has several destinations though that you can take a look at on the map to direct you to different places. Most of them are government centers. You are heading towards the capital of the tier, one of the top ranking hotels there. That's usually for dignitaries, that sort of thing. But there are other destinations.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think that this limo driver had anything.
No, he was...
He was probably in more danger than we are.
He's probably in much more danger than we are now.
So let's ditch this.
Doing these little dog kicks on the hood as he's trying to snuggle closer to the warmth of the engine.
Should I rough him up a bit, maybe shoot him in the leg or something, just to make it seem like he was trying to stop us?
No, I think that I think we need to go steal a car
Okay.
and let's take him with us.
While this conversation's going on, I want to see if we're being legally recorded by the car right now.
That is a very sharp thing to say. You don't need to make a roll. You think about it. Yes. Yes, you are.
Actually, I see something over yonder, and I'll literally just flap my hand around and say, could you come check this out for a moment? And I'll get out of the car.
Okay. Well, I thought we were all out of the car
Yeah.
already.
No, I was...
Kaylee was the only one in the car. Yeah,
Okay.
in the front
Yeah.
seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just... I'll roll up the windows, which I assume are soundproof, and I'll make sure everything's closed up. Okay. Whatever we're going to do, we need to cook up something that we're not going to do and feed it to the car.
Well, cool. I mean,
Hey,
you're throwing smoke screen, yeah.
Yes.
Like, is it recording us or is it transmitting everything we're saying live somewhere? Like, is it a live line?
Either way is bad.
we're at. One, I think, is worse than the other, though.
Yeah, if they're
That is
listening
true.
live, that's much more
It's
trouble.
live
Kaylee,
recording of basically everything happening in the car.
But Kaylee, can you check to see
Nope.
if someone's actively listening?
I can do that. And I will. And I'll
Okay.
check to see if it's recording or
All right,
broadcast.
Kaylee, you're going to have to jump into the network then and kind of trace your way through and see if there is a live person on the other end.
All righty. Here we go.
Okay. Give me just a second. Net running is extra special kind of interesting.
Oh,
in the
yes.
system. Get to my reference page and we will go from there. Okay.
So yeah, while you're looking at that, well, I like the idea. Either way, we give them plug into the car. You said there's more than one destination. We pull up that we're going to one of those other destinations. We say, okay, they tried to do whatever. We have, sedated the driver, even though he tried to stop us. And let's head over to this destination. They have plugged in the nav, and then we go lift the car, wipe out all of its, GPS, and then go check out where we started that fire.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Kaylee, you jack into the car. Good news, bad news scenario. One, the car itself is providing its own encryption and passwords, so you zip right through. There's no pass wall, nothing. You're able just to connect to the other end, and it is just recording into a data pool. There is no live operator on the other end. Tracing things through, it seems like there's a panic button somewhere in the car where it will alert a live person to check out the recordings, but the button wasn't tripped. So right now, all it's doing is recording to a data center. Now, go ahead and let's see, what are the hacking skills that you have?
For hacking skills, I've got computer concentration software, but I've also got different programs to utilize.
Okay. Do you have any snooping software?
Would that be browse or
Yeah,
maybe,
browse would be a good one. What else do you have?
I've also got things like sleaze and
You don't need to
Analyze.
get past anything.
Okay.
Analyze or browse, either one of those
Analyze is good,
programs.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll.
Oh gosh, now I'm not sure how to actually.
The software should give you a bonus to the skill.
Right. You know what? Since I'm not doing anything else with this minor hacking thing, I'm just going to take all 10 dice from my hacking pool.
Nice.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Oh, what's the
The more
target number?
successes, the better. Target number is 4, but the more successes, the better.
Okay. Oh yeah.
7 successes. Okay. The recording data pool is basically it's an allotted space for each car. Unless an alarm was triggered either by a panic button in the car or the driver triggers it over their own pan, it just gets recorded. Nothing else happens. That was easy to figure out. The video and audio feed, though, are being hijacked. There is an intermittent system between you and the data store that's collecting the data feed. Okay. Now, there is a pass wall for you to get into that data stream to find out if there is a live person or not. So sleaze would work here, or if you have any kind of passcode cracker software. If you want to get through there. I mean, you know that the feed is being hijacked by someone.
And for now it's just being recorded. That much I know. So knowing just that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of there.
Well, you don't know about the one the one that's hijacking your audio and video. There could be someone live listening in, watching it. But to get upstream there, you're going to have to get through a pass wall.
No, I'm not gonna risk it.
Okay.
Because right now things are going smoothly. I don't want things to go crunchy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get out and I
And
will.
this doesn't look like some minor, like, oh, it's a 7-digit word named after my. No, this is some heavy duty encryption that you're seeing.
Password generator, enter.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll go back and I'll say, well, something is monitoring in real time, even though it's being recorded. But whether that monitoring is being done by a program or by a person, I do not know.
Well, we better move quick.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
The area around you, the tier, is a lot of undeveloped space and between enclaves or cities, right? So you're in this beautiful pastoral area. There's this like it's a very well cultivated landscape, lots of orchards and trees. You're on the very well maintained road. In the distance, coming through the terrain, not using the road, you see some dust being kicked up by some kind of all-terrain vehicles heading towards you.
Ambush?
I believe so.
All right. I'm going to work on picking up the driver and getting
It's completely
him.
limp.
Yeah, I just want to get him away from the vehicle. That way, in case things go sideways, we don't have to worry about him getting injured. This driver is he's the most precious thing in the world. He must be protected.
Okay. I mean, you do that. You tuck him between some tree branches, a little bit up off the ground as he continues to snore away.
Yes.
Probably just push all the basket of goodies off the hood. As you do that, you see an envelope kind of fall to the ground that was in the bottom of the basket, gold gilded. It's one of those, like, you would, if someone had given you a gift basket, there would be an envelope inside telling you who it's from. There it is. It was in the bottom of the basket.
What does it say?
Open it up.
Yeah, I'll point it out to everyone. Yeah.
It's the seal. Your memory is coming back enough where you see it's the seal of the Council of Princes. Basically thanking you for coming into their nation, making apologies for any issues you might have. But as you get to the very bottom, all of this is very just formal, cookie cutter, like it was printed out on a printer. But on the very bottom, in a silver pen and very elegant script, a name is signed at the bottom saying, "With regards." The name is Sparran Silverblade.
Is that do I recognize the name?
That's the elf that gave you the 48-hour.
Why would he drug us?
To take. Maybe these are the people we're actually supposed to be meeting with. At least I hope so. I'm not good at shooting guns.
And Ganto and
Anybody who's looking at the note?
I would hand it. I'd show it to
right
everyone.
Okay.
I would show it to Ganto.
Everybody make me an intelligence pool check. T and a 4. Let me just see if anyone catches a very small detail.
I pulled 3 successes.
It's 2 for Gantu.
Okay.
Highest is an 8 for Gantu.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
1 with a 9.
All right. The print area from the Council of the Princes, and then it's kind of like it's basically welcoming you in. And the second part, saying that they apologize for what might have happened. It's not in the exact same print. It looks like that was added later. And the way Sparran's signature is there, it's like really close up to that. It's like so someone inserted text onto something later on.
That's weird.
So it looks like the text welcoming us came after the signature.
It actually it reads like the first part of it would be like, welcome to our city, welcome for the first time to our city. The signature is it's signed at the bottom by Sparren, but the stuff in the middle was put in after the fact, later on.
And that's
Basically
the
saying we
apology
apologize
stuff.
for the apology section was added later. And it's like real tied up against the signature, like they were trying to change the font size or whatever to just get it in there just so, but it doesn't match
So-
exactly.
This didn't actually come from him.
Okay. So it's fraudulent, and we still don't know who he is exactly,
No.
and exactly who he's associated with, what he's doing with all this.
Well, either way, we've got that, and I'll point out the thing coming
Those
towards us.
all-terrain vehicles are gaining. They'll be here in just a few minutes if you don't do something. So
What we do?
what do you do?
Well, we're in a wooded area. Let's hang back and listen in. And if they say something we don't like, we kill them all. And if they seem friendly, we introduce ourselves.
Okay.
All right.
So you're gonna stay,
Yeah.
all right?
Kaylee, do you have a drone or listening device?
No,
I've
No,
still got my
I
burner
do.
pan.
I do as well. I suppose we could just call ourselves and leave the phone running.
Okay.
Yep. That's fine. Easy enough.
Because it's
So you're all waiting on the outside of the
I just want them to
limousine.
know.
You safely move the driver out of the way of potential fire, and you're just waiting for them to show up.
Hiding.
Yeah, I think we're
We're
Oh, you're
gonna
gonna hide.
Yeah, we're gonna hide somewhere, and we put the one burner phone at the vehicle, hide it like on top of a tire or something like that.
Okay. Well, there's orchards. There's plenty of places you can duck into. That's not difficult. But let's go ahead and give it a roll to see how well you guys do manage to hide. So this is probably going to fall under. Let's see.
Is it stealth?
Yeah, stealth will be the closest thing that we have. Okay, so who has stealth?
I do.
I do as well.
Okay,
I do
so you
not.
can lead the people that don't.
Okay.
Okay, so both of you make a roll.
It's our target.
Only 3 because you actually do have places to hide. And how far from the vehicle do you want to be?
Decent ways, 50 yards maybe.
Well,
Okay.
didn't we want to hear them? You said you
We've
like
got
we wanted to
the
hear-
phone set up.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
we're-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we're. I pull 3 successes. Highest
3
is 7.
successes.
I pull one. These
Right.
damn
So
shoes.
yeah, Ivan's like, no, this is better. And you find this like little culvert. You dive down behind. You got a lot of foliage. You pull over across yourselves. The ATVs and dirt bikes is what it is, and they come in fast and hard. There's elven thrash metal music this time, which means it has a melody playing, very loud. There's a bunch of young elven hoodlums, tall, spiky hair and multicolored, very garish. Some of them are sporting cyber, some aren't. They're heavily armed, and they come in surrounding the vehicle. You hear the doors of the vehicle being open. You hear somebody call out, "They're not here." What do you mean they're not here? The vehicle's here. There's nobody here. Where's the driver? Driver's not here. Look around. They got to be here. And they start spreading out. And they're going to start searching for you. So you got 3 successes, Ivan, which is their target number. So
Okay.
let's see how they do. Yes. One person gets very close to you and actually kind of looks around to his friends. He's further out from everybody else. He kind of looks around and kind of gets right up next to this tree, and you guys are below the tree underneath this like little overhang. Kind of drops his trousers, starts urinating. And just as he's doing that, as he's looking down, he sees Ivan's face right below him.
He sees Ivan's face right below him casting a spell at him.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to cast
I'll
sleep.
give you the surprise round. Guy's got his pants down and in midstream.
Literally caught him with his pants down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question is how quiet is this spell, or how destructive is the spell? What is Ivan casting?
I'm casting sleep.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With sleep, do you need to know his will or?
Let me remember how to read this. It's a will resist.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
line of sight.
And what force are you casting it at?
The force level on this is 5.
Oof. Okay. Yeah. You might knock yourself out for casting it. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to. I want this to happen, so I'm going to take 2 dice from my pool. And then I'm going to drop 4 into my drain resist.
And you said force 5, so he's got to make 5s to resist. All right.
Yeah, 2 successes on casting and 5 successes on resisting drain.
He makes 2 successes, which negates your casting. Actually, not necessarily. What is the code of the sleep? Force 5. What's the code letter?
Hang on. Type, mana, target, willpower, resist, damage levels, medium.
Medium. Okay, no, that's what I needed.
Okay.
So, all right. So it'll drop it down to an L, but that's still enough. What are the effects of the spell if it succeeds?
It just causes stun damage to living targets only.
Okay, so it's going to do stun damage. Okay, so it's going to do light stun to him, which is not enough to knock him out, but it does cause him to fall over. He rolls down the embankment, so he lands in front of all of you guys. He's a little shaky, and he looks up. It's like, "Oh, you're here! Great!" And we'll pause right there.
Okay.
For the night.
It's a good place
All right.
to pause. I'm over here going, all right, Cantu. Get him. Get him.
I know.
Help me.
I'm glad he said something. I was about to crush his skull.
Nice. Jeff, what do you got going on this week coming up?
Yeah, tomorrow night we've got Holler for Savage Worlds. You can catch Chuck and Bert in that game. And then on Friday, we're back to Mothership this week. We've been playing through the Gradient Descent module. A lot of fun. And Saturday, we've got the finale of our kind of a 4-week game of Orbital Blues, which is kind of like a Cowboy Bebop style game. So that's coming up. So that's what we got.
Okay. I don't have you guys night bited up, but links are fine. If you want to drop links, go right ahead.
Okay.
What do the Kobolds have coming up?
Yeah, it's over on twitch.tv/Defenders of Kobold. Wednesday, running some Alien, All Fear the Ishtar. Jeff and Bert out over are in that. Thursday, we're scheduled for our Watercolors and Warriors game. We'll see if it happens. Friday, we're doing Dungeon Crawl Classics, our Dead Sun campaign, where the party is trying to gather the components for a spaceship so they can send an annoying wizard to go fight a monster on the sun. And then Saturday is a double header at 1 p.m. over on Grim and Perilous Plays. We got some Tiny Dungeon, and then Bert Saturday nights. We've got Goodman Games.
Yeah, so let me check that. So this Sunday, good for Goodman, but then we're bumped the next time we would normally play.
No, I'm sorry, you're right.
Saturday?
We're bumped this coming Saturday for Goodman.
So instead, I think I had offered to run a horror game instead on my channel. So if folks wanted to play that, we'll do a one-shot Halloween game this coming Saturday instead of being on the Goodman Games channel.
Jeff,
We can
what
do it
did I
on your
say
channel
for
or mine.
Saturday?
Either is fine.
I think you said Tiny Dungeon.
I've
think
been thinking a
Tales
lot
of
of
the
Tiny
Loop, right?
Dungeon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tales from the Loop on Saturday on Grim and Perilous.
Ah,
I just
there we
ran
go.
Tiny Dungeon last night. Yeah.
Chuck just totally kicked me from the game.
No.
Started up all this.
just like that. This was your notice, Jeff,
Oh
live.
my
No.
gosh.
I mean,
Damn.
that's a lot of disrespect.
Keep
I
it
think
together,
you should
Jeff.
knife him.
Keep it together. Don't get.
No, that's my bad. Tales from the Loop on Saturday. Yeah.
Awesome. On of Steam, Steel, and Murder, we have Tuesday. We are playing some BX Dungeons and Dragons. Friday, I think we're playing the Halloween game. We get some players out, and we're going to do a Halloween game then. So Saturday, I may be running on my channel. Maybe we'll run it on Chuck's channel. Not sure yet, but we will run a Halloween game this Saturday as Goodman's kicked us off. They've got reasons, I'm sure. It's okay.
Jerks.
We won't be
Those
offended.
jerks.
I think it was the feet. They're just
More
they're
like
just tired of
Mean
feet.
Man games.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that's all I've got coming up this week. Lots of Halloween games. I might do some filler games just because tis the season to run spooky games. There's some great stuff on Drive Through RPG right now in support of spooky games. They got lots of discounts going on.
That reminds me, on the 28th, my adventure, The Kids Aren't All Right, will be up for the Halloween sale on Drive-Thru.
Awesome.
Yeah,
But you should
Awesome,
buy it at
right?
full price because it's Chuck.
you should.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
You should.
And buy several
All
more
right.
for your friends when it's on sale.
Yes.
There it is. Jake, you got anything? And you are an official kobold, but if you had anything else you wanted to plug, go right ahead.
Well, no, I mean, Lollygaggers, Goodman Games, Defenders of Kobold, Steam, Steel, and Murder. Lots of good stuff to check out.
So many times to waste your time and so many ways to feel bad about yourself. I mean, could not ask for more, and you shouldn't. You
It's a
shouldn't.
shame. Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of shame. A lot of shame. Anyway, guys, thank you for playing. Thanks those out there for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Later.